As your president, I'm announcing tonight a new plan to require more Americans to be vaccinated to combat those blocking public health.
The Daily Wire is suing the Biden administration over the president's order mandating that large companies must require their employees to be vaccinated against COVID-19 or submit to weekly testing. The White House also stated that all unvaccinated employees must be masked while in the workplace. The Dillon Law Group and Alliance Defending Freedom filed the legal challenge on behalf of the Daily Wire in the US Court of Appeals for the Sixth Circuit. On September 9th, President Joe Biden issued an order that requires large companies to fire unvaccinated employees, and now we know how he plans to punish those who do not comply. According to the Mayo Clinic, 58% of Americans are fully vaccinated. President Biden, however, said that he wants 96, 97, 98% vaccination rates before life in the United States returns to normal.
I'm announcing that the Department of Labor is developing an emergency rule to require all employers with 100 or more employees that together employ over 80 million workers to ensure their workforces are fully vaccinated or show a negative test at least once a week.
This is a sharp change from December of 2020, when Biden was asked if the COVID vaccine should be mandatory. Listen to what he said back then.
No, I don't think it should be mandatory. I wouldn't demand it be mandatory, but I would do everything in my power.
Now that he has put a national vaccine mandate in place, how will the president enforce it? And will Americans comply? According to Biden's mandate, OSHA, the Department of Labor's Occupational Safety and Health Administration, has developed a rule that tells businesses to require vaccines. Companies with 100 or more employees must require vaccines for everyone, or force unvaccinated workers to produce a negative test result every week. Non-compliant employers will have to shell out around $14,000 per violation, and 10 times that amount for willful or repeated violations. OSHA says that requirement will apply to over 80 million private sector workers. Meanwhile, Biden mandated that every federal employee must get the jab, as well as everyone hired by contractors to do work for Uncle Sam, a measure that will impact an additional 2.5 million people. Biden met with several high-profile CEOs to tout his mandate, but many didn't need much convincing. Lots of companies, including CVS, Delta Airlines, Facebook, Google, and Tyson Foods, have already issued various vaccine mandates of their own. Other companies released their first vaccination requirements to ensure compliance with the federal guidelines. Ford Motor Company, for example, asked all salaried and union workers to submit proof of vaccination before the government even set a deadline. While many big companies chose to enforce Biden's vaccine mandate before it went into effect, others are pushing back to protect their employees' medical freedom. The Job Creators Network, a small business advocacy group, announced that they will defend small businesses from attacks that hurt their ability to succeed. Jeremy Boring, co-CEO of The Daily Wire, announced that he would use every tool at our disposal, including legal action, to resist this overreach.
The Daily Wire will not comply with President Biden's tyrannical vaccine mandate, and we've sued the Biden administration to put a stop to their gross overreach. The president simply lacks the constitutional authority to force individuals to take this vaccine, so he's trying to use the unelected bureaucrats over at the Department of Labor to force private employers to do his dirty work for him.
Many Republican-led state governments are refusing to enforce the order. Governor Brian Kemp of Georgia, Kristi Noem of South Dakota, and Doug Ducey of Arizona indicated that they would sue the Biden administration. Henry McMaster of South Carolina said that he would fight the president to the gates of hell. Even Black Lives Matter, the national activist group that helped put Biden and the Democrats in power last year, is now throwing their weight against mandates in places like Bill de Blasio's New York City, citing low vaccination rates among black residents. Prominent black celebrities like Nicki Minaj have also voiced their suspicion over the mandates.
She claims you had to be vaccinated to attend the Met Gala on Sunday, but she won't get the shot until she's done enough research.
One poll found that Biden's approval rating plummeted 12% among black voters immediately following the executive order. As thousands of healthcare employees get fired over the mandates, there is sure to be more resentment, not to mention a severe worker shortage, posing a health risk to the public at large. Novant Health, a large hospital network in North Carolina, fired 175 workers for vaccine non-compliance. Not backing down, New York Governor Kathy Hochul announced that she would deploy the National Guard to fill in for terminated health professionals. Across the world, harsh government crackdowns on COVID vaccine non-compliance has created civil unrest. In France, Britain, Italy, and other European countries, thousands of citizens have been taking to the streets every weekend as their governments institute vaccine passports, even as Scandinavian countries scrap all COVID regulations. In Australia, citizens are even clashing with police enforcing the nation's draconian lockdown orders. Will things get this bad in Biden's America? Hopefully not. But the commander-in-chief should be aware that people can only be pushed so far before they push back just as hard.